you're not here for no reason. None of us here by accident. I don't care how you feel about it, there's no accident. We're here for a reason and we need to do what we need to do. And the sad thing is that some of us leaving here in the near future or in the future might not make it. But I believe I know what the answer is to that. And I believe I know the answer to that not only because of what I've learned, but through experience. Experience is a very hard task, Master. I don't recommend it for anybody. Experience is difficult. Sometimes we just need to listen and trust, believe, and allow God to speak to our hearts. We don't have to go through those experiences. Some of us have been doing this for a bit longer, but caused a lot of pain and gone through a lot of pain. Those of you who are still young and still new in it, or maybe the first or second time in rehab, doesn't mean it can get worse. There's a lot more pain, a lot more hurt. But I believe where I've missed it in the past, and I believe that we can miss it when we leave or we move on with our lives from here, is there's a step 12 in the NAA, and it says this: having had a spiritual experience as a result of these steps, we try to carry this message to others and practice these principles in all our affairs. We find many times when we leave a situation like this, we try and change our lives. What we do is we go back to our old way of lives and we live only for ourselves. And when you start taking your life back and you start living only for yourself, I guarantee your life will start falling apart. Most of us, if not all of us, have a certain spirit that we operate in. It's quite a nice spirit when you're having fun, but when it starts imploding on you, it's a terrible spirit that starts destroying you. The spirit's called rebellion. And if you look at the story of Lucifer in the Bible, it speaks about that he used to be the worship leader. To lead worship in heaven, and one day you realize, sure, but I'm a nice looking angel. But I'll show you a lot more. Remember, he had rubies and sapphire and topaz, all these things in his wings. He had instruments in his wings. It was a beautiful, beautiful creation. And he noticed how beautiful he was, and he thought, why must I serve? Why must I worship? Why must I do all these things? And pride was finding his heart, and pride brought rebellion. And you find many of us in addiction, even though we have low self-esteem issues, pride is one of our biggest issues. The reason we know this is because when someone starts speaking to your life, tries to lead you or guide you, instead of listening, you do your own thing. You don't take anything in. You take nothing in. Now, I believe if you come to a place and you start operating here, start working here, and get a heart of service, a heart of servitude, a heart where you lay down your life to those around you, you'll find that you will start changing. You'll actually start changing. Your life will start changing. But if we live for ourselves, it's a no-go. How many of you would like to be your own God? Even though we do treat ourselves like our own God. I mean, look at yourself. Look at the things you've been able to do, the thoughts that go through your head, the actions you have done. Look at the things you've done. Would you want to worship yourself? I think very few of us would. If you do, then you're missing it properly. Like I said, none of us are here by mistake. None of us are here for good behavior. I'm thankful for you guys that come into the centre and you behave 100%. It's nice for us as counsellors. It's awesome. But I think all of us have come to know that sooner or later it's going to happen. The person we need to work with will manifest. And that person that manifests we need to work with is selfish and only cares about themselves. Only about themselves. And Jesus never taught that. Jesus never taught that at all. There's an argument in Mark 10:45. I don't know how bad the argument was, but there's different translations. But it says the word is they were indignant in NASB. I don't think indignant means they were a little bit upset. I think they were very upset. 10:45. Chapter 10:45. You got it? Yes. Got the right thing. I'm a bit blurry today. This age. I'm going to go a bit further back to see if it's just a bit. I'll read from verse 35, just to irritate you guys, okay? To test you guys, to see where your heart's at. You ready? Okay, James and John, the two sons of Zebedee, came up to Jesus saying, Teacher, we want you to do for us whatever we ask of you. Right? Isn't that what we like? We just want whatever we ask, we just do it for us. We don't do what we ask, we're not going to do what we're supposed to do. Isn't it? Right? Make it our way, it's goes out the window. They come to Jesus of all people. He says, we want you to do whatever we ask. Whatever. And he said to them, what do you want me to do for you? I'm sure you knew already. I think you already knew. I believe, you knew what they were going to ask. But sometimes knowing something doesn't mean you must say something. Okay? Something I'm learning over the last few years. Just because I know something or see something, or I had a meeting with someone recently on a big meeting with a few people, whatever. And at the end of the meeting, I said, you're very quiet, Ralph. And I said, I'm very quiet because I'm listening. And she said to me, I think it's a sign of maturity. I said, I hope so. Sometimes you don't need to say something. Just because you know it doesn't mean you must say something. We've got a habit of doing that, isn't it? We know how it should be done, or how things should go. We need to say something. Sometimes you don't need to say anything. You don't need to say anything. It's a matter of life and death. Please speak up. Ralph said don't say anything. No. I'm talking about your ego. That's what I'm talking about. Jesus knew everything. He even said one part of the Bible where one of the guys that took him in the garden cut off his ear. And he said, look here, I'll use my words, Joel. If I want to, I can call legions. That for me is powerful. That for me is servant. That for me is humble. Okay? It's a nice place to be when you're there, because when you're there, it brings out the good in you. If you're not there, it brings out all the worst in you. Okay? Don't you understand, guys? Pressure and things that don't go your way can bring out good out of you.
Amen.
So what you do is when pressure happens, you defend yourself and it causes nastiness and bitterness. It's around the good. So if you've been nasty and bitter most of your life, you need to break that thing. You need to get rid of that thing so the good can come out. We want it the other way around. We want everything to go well for the good to come out. No. God doesn't work the way you think. He works opposite the way you think. What do you want me to do for you? They said to him, grant that we may sit one on your right hand and one on your left hand in your glory. I want power. I want to be in charge. Now look here, you can still be in charge, but I want to, I want to say. They said to him, grant that we may sit. But Jesus said to him, you do not know what you are asking. You do not know what you're asking. Sometimes the things you ask for, sometimes the things you need, there's a heavy process. There's a heavy process or a price to pay to get there. And many of us ask for things, and the one thing is we refuse to go through the process. We refuse to go from there to there. I've mentioned it here before, and I've heard a preacher mention it before. God will tell you at the beginning that He loves you, and He's got a plan for you, and He says that at the end you're going to be well, but He doesn't tell you the in-between. We think because the in-between doesn't look like the end, it's not right. Listen to that. Are you able to drink the cup that I drink? Or to be baptized with the baptism which I'm about to be baptized, or am baptized? They said to him, we are able, and Jesus said to them, the cup that I drink you shall drink. You're going to go through that. But they weren't ready then. At the end you hear, or at the end of the story you hear, that they both died. And they did give up their lives. But to sit on my right hand and my left is not mine to give, but it's for those for whom it has been prepared. 41 says, hearing this, the 10 began to feel indignant with James and John. I think if they were just a little bit upset, they would have said that. They said indignant. If I say to you, and I look at you, and one of you upset me, and I say, I'm indignant right now. It sounds quite serious, doesn't it? They were upset. Who is that? Calling them to himself, Jesus said to them, you know that those who are recognized as rulers of the Gentiles lord it over them, and their great men exercise authority over them. But it's not this way among you. But whoever wishes to become great among you, he shall be your servant. And whoever wishes to be first among you shall be slave of all. It's not the way we thought it would be. Even the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve and to give His life for ransom for many. See, we think to get our lives back together, we need to be served. We think that we need to be in charge. We need to be in control. No. Lay down your life and let God do the work. What a statement here. Young man, I like it very much. The purpose of life is to serve and to show compassion, and the will to serve others. You want to know what your purpose is? You throw that to you. Your purpose, you said, you make it personal. Your purpose of life is to serve and show compassion. Let me ask you, those that are sitting here today, Did you come from, the reason you're sitting here today because you were showing compassion and serving? You can get to a place where you show compassion and you serve. I promise you now, you will never have to sit in the chair like this again. I guarantee you. Never. Never. And it gets tiring. It gets tiring to serve and tiring to give. It does get like it. You get compassion. You get compassion fatigue. You have compassion fatigue. You know, someone can just look at you funny and you think, oh, no, I'm sick of this. No. Today I'm meeting. Right? I think we don't feel like that sometimes. It's hard work. I'll make another statement. To serve, you only need a heart full of grace and a soul generated by love. Martin Luther. To serve. Let me tell you something. If you want to know your relationship is with God, look at your ability to serve. If you struggle to serve and you have compassion fatigue, then I'm willing to bet your relationship is with God it should. Not bet, what can I say? I'm willing to guarantee you that your relationship with God is what it should. Because when your relationship is in the right place, whatever you need to do to serve others, it's easy. It brings joy. It's like a turbine inside of you. It stirs you. It grows you. And things just start happening around you. And people start showing you favor and grace. But as soon as you're getting hurtful and start getting sick inside of yourself, you start losing all those things again. One of the things I recommend when you leave here is to get involved with a very busy church. The reason I say church is because churches are the ones that offer a culture of recovery. Even though you don't see it sometimes, whether you're an atheist or a non-believer, whatever you believe, the system of the charismatic church, cell group, and offers you the system needed to stay away from the wrong. Did you know that? Because it's a system of serving. The system of serving. If you can find another way to serve on your ace or by yourself, by all means go ahead. But I'm wise enough to know that I need assistance in that area. No man is an island. No man is an island. Joshua 24:15. When I was praying, I thought who Joshua was. I couldn't hard. Joshua 24:15. While you're here, you need to make a decision. You need to make a decision. If you're going to keep serving yourself, you're going to start serving someone greater than yourself. If you keep, Joshua 24, verse 15. If you keep serving yourself, you keep living for yourself, and you keep allowing the feelings about yourself to control you, you're never going to change. It comes down to this, and this is the decision I think that takes place in this place. Is this here. 24:15. I say this. If it is disagreeable in your sight to serve the Lord, if it is disagreeable in your sight to serve the Lord, choose for yourself today whom you will serve. Whether the gods which your fathers served, which were beyond the river, or the gods of Amorite in those lands you are living. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. I believe this decision is before you every day, the decision of who you're going to serve. You understand something? If you're serving someone greater than yourself, if you don't feel like doing something, or you don't feel like up to something, you don't feel like being kind, if you're serving someone greater than yourself, that doesn't matter. And guess what? That greater will help you overcome the lesser. Help you overcome the lesser. But if not, if you remove the greater, it's only you overcoming the lesser. And I can tell you, right now, I think we have failed hands down overcoming the lesser. We can't control ourselves when we're upset. We can't control ourselves when we have cravings. We can't control ourselves when we make bad decisions. We just run with it all the time. When you sit in an office or a car and you think, why am I doing this? You just keep doing it over and over again. It's because of this very thing in James 4 verse 7 it says this, that submit yourself to God. And what you're trying to do all the time, you're trying to resist the devil. And you want him to flee. You're trying to resist the devil, whatever you see about yourself. You're trying to resist, but you're not submitted to God. Submission to someone or submitted to God means you serve and you're living for something greater than yourself.
Amen.
If If you want to live for you, you're going to be in trouble. If you only live for you, you're going to be in trouble. You know that rebellion in the Bible, in the Old Testament, you know what happened to people in rebellion? They got a second chance. They were stoned. When it came to murderers, they had like prison systems or prisons, or not better than what it is now, where they could be safe. If someone murdered someone, they had the ability to go and stay there and be safe. As long as they stayed there, no one could touch them if they murdered someone. Murder. Murder. When it came to rebellion, there was no house for rebellion. There was no rehabs. There was no, look at it, there was no rehabs for rebellion. God said you must remove it, get rid of it. We don't understand, if we try and fight in our own strength, we cannot get rid of that heart attitude. We need to lay down our lives. We need to let go of our past. Otherwise it's impossible to change. Philippians 2:17. Philippians 2:17.
Amen.
I can't say amen yet.
I've got that. Amen, Rolf, amen.
I'm getting there. I speak quite quick when I was younger. Now I'm not.
I'm there before you, Pastor. Amen, amen. Come on.
2:17. We weren't born for ourselves. We weren't born into this world for ourselves. Difficult thing, eh? We weren't born for you. When I come to the understanding that I'm not born for myself, I'm a better father.
Amen.
If I know I'm not born for myself, I'm a better son.
Amen.
But if I live for myself, I'm a crap father. If I live for myself, I'm a crap counselor. Like what Paul the Apostle says here, it says here, but even if I am being poured out as a drink offering upon the sacrifice and service of your faith. That's how Paul saw his life, that he's pouring his life out. See, if you hold out, see, I said to someone the other day, I said, the richest place in the world was where? You were speaking to the other day. Where's the richest place in the world? Do you remember? Someone said it's impossible. Where? The graveyard. The graveyard. Miles Monroe said, richest place in the world. You know why? Because many people have died with the potential inside of them. There are people that have never written books they were supposed to write. There are people that were supposed to do that. It's dead, gone, buried. And the reason they never realized their potential because they never laid down their lives. They never poured out their lives into a passion, into serving. You understand when you serve them, it brings passion. People that do well with businesses have a passion for what they're doing. So they have a passion for what they're doing, but you don't have a passion if you just have a job. You'll die with the potential inside of you. How many of you have planted something? Tree or anything? Maybe some of you have planted something. Maybe at school. But okay, let's those who haven't planted something, bear with me. If you hold the seed in your hand, will it grow? No. Tight. It's all tight. Hey? Hold that life tight. Oh, too scared to do anything. I'm too scared to move anywhere. I'm just scared. You're holding on to this life. Will it grow? No. What do you need to do? Watch what happens when you plant something. Let it go. You let it go. You plant it down, you let it go. You lay it down. I'll say something to you now. If you're one of us, here is a seed. If you want to realize your true potential as a person, you need to plant the seed. The tree will stay in the seed until you plant it. Every one of us can be great trees. Every one of us can do great things for humanity or for the centre or for wherever you come from. But if you don't lay down your life, if you don't plant the seed, you'll never ever realize your potential. And we fight so hard to hold on to things that don't count. We fight for relationships that are dysfunctional. We fight for the right to, I don't know, to smoke, the right to fight, the right to choose. We fight for all the wrong rights instead of the right to lay down your life. Such a powerful thing. Every time in my life where I've picked my life up again and I've started living for myself again, I fall. And I've watched with other people that leave here, they go. Those that stay serving, those that give back, they stand. When they start living for themselves again in the real world, they fall without fail. Every one of them are still clean and sober that I'm in contact with, they serve. As soon as they're withdrawing from serving or living for others and laying down their lives, they fall. You must choose which world you live in today. Whether we like it or not, if we don't change the way we think, we'll never ever be successful. Every one of us have potential. But we need to let go of our ideals and our feelings and all our hurts and our hang-ups for us to grow. We only do that by planting and by letting it go. Another half an hour, we're finished. You okay with that?
Yes.
Sure, everybody? You okay with that? John 15. John 15. How many of you guys rate yourself as good friends to someone? Yeah? Right, you have a good friend. Most of us rate ourselves as good friends or good whatever. But isn't that your good friend? You want to hear if you know you're a good friend? You sure you want to hear this? Greater love has no man than this, than to lay down his life for his friends. Greater love than to lay down your life for your friends. The right friends, people, please. Don't just sacrifice your house to buy the stuff. That's what they're talking about. The more you allow the external to affect you, the more alive you are. The less you've laid down your life. The more the external doesn't affect you, the less alive you are. The less alive you are. And you can get to a place, and he's not some torturous God, you get to a place where he comforts you. There's a scripture I missed. I'll be closing with this. It is in 1 Peter 4:11. 1 Peter 4:11.
Amen.
Amen. I'm not there yet. Verse 11 says, 4:11. Whoever speaks is to do so as one who is speaking in the utterance of God. Whoever serves is to do so as one who is serving by the strength which God supplies. And that's why I made a statement earlier on. If your relationship with God where it should be, it means you're not connected to where you should. Because He's the one that gives you the strength to serve. He's the one that gives you the strength to lay down your life. He's the one that gives you the strength to let go. On your own, it's impossible. I'll close with this statement. The measure of a man or woman's greatness is not the number of servants he has, but the number of people he serves. You cannot do it, you cannot serve a number of people without Him in your heart. You cannot. Eyes closed up. Father God, I want to thank you for your truth, Lord. I think we come to realize we have choice here today. We either serve the gods of our fathers, or we serve the one and only true God. To know that if we serve you, we live for you, Lord, that you give us the ability to lay down our lives and to live with passion, to fulfill our purpose in this day. In Jesus' name.
Amen. Amen.